It's Dev, and something quite exciting in the mail came. If you follow me on Instagram, which will be up here, you would have known by now that I got a little package. Now, I'm not going to show you guys what it is yet, just know I am still in my school clothes because school technically came out about an hour and a half ago, and I was doing homework and stuff, and then my package arrived, which I'm quite excited for if you couldn't tell. It's going to be a little bit nerdy, and excuse the plates and the cup that's there. I watched YouTube videos and ate lunch. But it's going to be computer related. I already have one technically, but it's a bit too small. People that know computers will probably get an idea of what I'm talking about. To those of you that don't know, well, you'll probably see me put it in and then somehow explain to the people that don't necessarily know what it is and why it is so freaking expensive. It was 2,000 Rand, which is quite a lot, and I know it's worth it because the one I have now is definitely worth it. If you have a slow computer, it will help, well, a lot. So yeah, let's get into that part, and I'll probably have a montage or something of me opening up the computer and installing the new stuff, and maybe explaining a little bit on how I do it, because most people have a misunderstanding of how easy this type of stuff really is. So yeah, let's get into that. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what this is an SSD, which means it's a solid state drive, and this is a 500 gigabyte variant. I did open it to make sure it's correct and not broken, because the box is a little bit beat up and looked like it was sat on or something. So I don't know. So for PC nerds, everybody knows what an SSD is basically, but for the people that don't know, it's like a hard drive, but it's a lot faster than a conventional hard drive, which means it loads games and programs and whatever you want to launch really fast, and that's why I got one. So the one I have now is one I got with my computer like 4 years ago, and it's only 64 gigs, and for Windows and updates and applications and stuff like that, which I can't change the directory to, and it's just too small. So I got this little guy for 2,000 Rand, and yeah, I'll probably show you the installation and unboxing of this little thing right now. Okay, so basically, it's just the box. That's about it. It has a little tape to show that it's not been tampered with or anything. If you pull it out the box, then you are presented with the little booklet, which is the installation and warranty guide thing, but I don't need that. I know how to install these. I've watched enough videos to see. So, as you can see, it's basically just this little disc. It's not much bigger than my hand. It's actually pretty damn small. If you take it out of the box, just the back with some information, the connectors and whatever. This thing is actually made of metal. They always look like plastic on videos, but they're actually made of metal, which I'm quite surprised for. So yeah, that's the unboxing, and let's install this little guy. Okay, so first things first, if you're not a computer person, you probably won't know this, but your power supply has a set of cables that you use to connect and power things, obviously. So in my case, I have a modular one, which means I can remove the wires that I don't need. So I need to find wires to be able to power this thing. So if you take a look, you can see it has connectors. Both of them do something. One is a SATA one for the data, and the other one's to power it. So the SATA cables I know that is, they're usually included with a motherboard box, but the other one, I might have to find one, but I'll check in the PC first to see if I already might have one. So let's power down the PC and open her up. Okay, so I'm just basically going to do it here next to the thing. So for most people, this is probably the most daunting part of a computer, and that's actually opening it up. So for most people with gaming cases, they would know how to do it, but these little screws here, just untighten them. That should loosen up the side panel. It's not loosened completely. Now, then you take off the side panel, which is easy, and because I don't have a tempered glass one, this is plastic, so I'm going to be quite careful with that because it does scratch easily. So I'll just plump that down on my bed, and then we have the inside of the computer. Now I'll give a quick rundown. Let me just quickly rotate the computer so we have better lighting. I'll give you a quick rundown on the components. So as you can see, this is an SSD. This one is plastic. It's the one I've had forever. My Windows is installed on there, but it's a bit too small. So let's quickly do a rundown on what is in this PC. So underneath this huge cooler over here is my CPU. That's like the brain of the computer. The thing that it's attached to is the motherboard, which basically just connects everything. These little red sticks are my RAM. That's 16 GB for people that are interested, and this is my graphics card. That's the thing that you play games with technically on. If you just sum it up lightly, that's what it does. Here to the side you can see that blue, and there's another one down there. So I have 2 hard drives, 1 TB, 2 TB, so that gives me 3 TB in total, and 64 gigs for my OS. And this weird little strip down here is the LEDs, which you saw now. So the PC case actually has 2 panels. Back one, which I need to take to expose all the wires, and then we're going to dig around and see if we can find if I have the wires, or if I'm going to have to look for my power supply box and get the wires. So let's quickly open up the other side. Okay, so the side panel is now off, and you can see my wiring job. It does look pretty daunting back here, but I have a lot of excess wires that are tucked in there. This little, well, that red strip you see is part of the power supply, is a bit covered with wires, but that's fine. So now you guys can see the actual hard drives and how they are connected, and all the wires that are connected. That's just a fan hub, and that's the back of the motherboard. I am working on carpet, I do know that. It's not the preferred, but I won't try it. I've built this whole PC on this carpet, so I know it won't do anything. So let's dig around. I'm gonna set the camera down there, and let's see if I can find the cables that we need. So this is a SATA cable for those of you that don't know. As you can see, I don't know, yeah, you can see in the inside, it looks like a little L shape on the inside of the connector. So that'll obviously be the smaller one on the SSD, like the connector I showed you. So this is the bigger one, which also has a type of L shape on there, and that will be the one that powers it. So this one powers, and this one, well, retrieves the data. So it would seem that I only need a SATA cable, which I think I have an extra one in the computer already, and I just need to connect another one of these little power thingies, which means I'm gonna have to move this strip up one more to get, oh wait, never mind, I found the bottom part. So I'm basically going to, wait, I just thought of something. So the SSD is not going to go where the hard drives are. So it means this cable stays exactly where it is, which means I do need another one of these cables. And that's going to be a fair bit tricky to get it to the front. So yeah, let's quickly just put in the SSD to where it needs to be. Okay, so I flipped the computer around. As you can see, this little tray here is open. There's the old SSD. So in this case, it's easy. You just untie the little thumb screw, slide it out, and pick it up, and then you have your little SSD tray. If I take the SSD, then you will see these two things line up basically perfectly, and on the bottom you just have to line up the screws and screw it in, but I don't know where the screws are, so this will probably be one of the harder jobs, because I'm gonna have to work from the back of the computer and I cannot actually see it. So my case has these rubber grommets, like you can see here. It's just to make the cables look a little bit more neat. And I'm gonna push this cable through this bottom one, if it will fit, which is a question many people ask. Yeah, if I can get it through, that would be great. But it's getting stuck on something, probably another SATA cable. So yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying watching me struggle, like force it on through. Man, I have a lot of cables in this computer. Okay, it's through now. So now I just need to connect it. I'm gonna move the computer a little bit. Okay, so you can see there's an SSD cable here. This one is plugged in, I hope. I think it is. I'm just gonna make 100% sure. It feels to be plugged in. So there we go, it's on. So let's quickly plug this one in. So I'll show you again that small side. So if I turn it around, on the left is where the SATA cable will go, and if you line it up, press it in, then it's connected, so it can receive data now. Now what I need to do is connect this cable again, and that means I'm gonna have to go in here, find the place where this where this part of the cable can be plugged into, and hope for the best. So yeah. Okay, so I hooked up everything. Was a bit harder to get my hand down in the bottom. Don't know how much of you guys could see that. I had to take out the graphics card, but the two SSDs are in. I'm not sure if that one's connected right though, but we'll see. So I need to put back my graphics card, and then we can plug it in. I'm not gonna put everything totally back together for in case I didn't do something right, so we'll quickly see. So yeah. Okay, so plugged it in, turn on the computer. Let's turn on the screen. If she boots, we know I connected it right, the first SSD now. Otherwise, why is it not showing? Oh, the graphics card didn't turn on. Okay, wait. Just quickly put this to the tripod and I'll set you guys down. Cool. So the graphics card didn't turn on, which was weird. It is connected totally. Okay, so I plugged out a cable to be able to get my hand in there, and I've got to put the cable back. So okay, so got the cable back. Now I need to plug in everything again. Yay. Okay, so the graphics card turned on now. That's good. Let's see if I get some type of post. Seems good. Yay. Okay, now let's hope. Okay, Windows is loading. So that is the first one is connected, but now we need to configure this one, and I'll quickly show you guys from this point of view how I will do that. So it's just gonna go into Windows now. Okay, so after a bit of googling, I found it. I need to go to the disk management thing. You just type it into the search bar and we'll open it up. And then it gave me this. It is, you must initialize a disk before logical disk manager can access it. Select disks, disk 1, because you can remember that was a thing, like that. Say okay. And it will initialize it, hopefully. Disk. And then you want to say new simple volume, next. So you can actually choose like if you want it less than that, but I want to keep it the full 500. And I'm going to say next, assign the following drive letter. Okay, so which one do we want? I want it. So yeah, let's say next. NTFS. Let's call it SSD. Capital. Perform quick format. Okay, so apparently it doesn't have a name. Oh, it's still formatting, that's why. Okay, but yeah, that's basically how would you install the drive. In a few minutes it should be done, and then we can actually use it. And that will be my new C drive. As you can see, this one is pretty small, but yeah. BRB. Okay, so after all of that, as you can see, SSD, okay, the A drive, simple, basic, and it's done. The reason why it doesn't read 500 is because remember the drive needs like coding to run, to work. So that's what takes up a little bit of data space. So yeah, now the next part would be to put Windows on it, but I don't think I'm gonna do that today because I have tasks and stuff to do. So I'll do that at some point, but at least I have the drive now. So yeah. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a bit different than usual. Also kind of vlog, but not really, more like kind of tutorial-like, but you get the idea. Working on PCs is not that hard. Troubleshooting PCs either isn't that hard. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And If you aren't a subscriber yet, please subscribe. Comment down below if you've ever had PC troubles. So I'm expecting to see some comments because everyone's had PC trouble. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And this has been Dev, and I'm out.